Okay, so we're going to look at question 2 on percentage yield sheet 1, part A. So what I've done is I've gone through the question and I've taken 2 different colour highlighters and I've highlighted what are the important compounds and substances that are mentioned in the question and they have given us information about. So iron 2-sulfate is there in yellow and iron is in green. Okay, question A says calculate the maximum theoretical mass of iron 2-sulfate that can be formed from the reaction of 10 grams of iron with excess sulfuric acid. And remember that word excess means there's more than enough of it, so therefore we don't really need to consider it. So I'm just going to cross out H2SO4 and H2 because we're not being asked about them at all. So the first thing I need to do is work out how many moles of iron do I have if I have 10 grams. So the triangle we're always coming back to is N equals M over MR. Okay, so number of moles equals M divided by MR. Don't forget to always write the equation out in full. So number of moles of iron is going to equal 10, and it tells me here that the atomic mass of iron is 56. Divide that by 56. Right, grab a calculator, plug that in and work out what it is. Okay, so it equals 0.17857, and I'm not rounding that. I'm taking that to 5 decimal places at the moment because if I round it now, I can give myself a decimal point error further down. Okay, so now I know that I've got 0.17587 moles of Fe. Now let's look at the balance symbol equation. Fe has an imaginary 1 in front of it, and FeSO4 also has a 1 in front of it. So the ratio of Fe to FeSO4 from the balance symbol equation is a ratio of 1 to 1. So this is why we do not use the big numbers in that first step, because we're going to use them in our ratio step. Okay, therefore if I have 0.17857 moles of Fe, I also have 0.17857 moles of FeSO4. So now I have those moles, I'm going to come back to my triangle to work out mass. So mass equals N times Mr. So therefore mass equals the moles that we've just worked out, 0.17857 multiplied by the Mr of FeSO4. So again, grab your calculator. All of the data you need is up here in the question. I'm just going to underline it there. Calculate what the Mr of FeSO4 is. Okay, and the answer there is 152. So now we put those numbers into your calculator. I'll give you a couple of seconds to do that and to work out what the mass equals. And that equals 27.14, and you must have a unit because it's mass. Do not forget it's grams. All right, so that's the whole question worked through. Now, if I was going to do part B, which is quite significantly easier, it says in practice, so my actual yield, what I actually made was 26 grams. Calculate percentage yield. So formula first, percentage yield equals actual over theoretical times 100. Yes, you always have to write out the equation. So that's going to be equal, 26 was my actual. My theoretical yield is this number up here because that's how much in theory I should make, 27.14, sorry, 14, times 100. And I'll give you a couple of seconds to put that into your calculator and work it out too. Okay, so to 2 decimal place, that's 95.79. Now, depending on what they asked for in the question, you would round that or not. In this question, they haven't actually asked us if we look up here. So if they don't tell you, then you generally go to the number of significant figures that are in the question, which seems to be 2. But I'm going to leave that at 95.79% as my final answer there.